A report from Bloomberg, a very credible news organization, says that Donald Trump has been personally musing about withdrawing the United States completely from the trade agreement and possibly negotiating individual agreements with Canada and Mexico. In order for him to do that, he has to give notice to the other member countries, at least 6 months' notice. It would cause a massive disruption. There would be a disruption in stock markets, almost certainly, if he were to do that. This would be a huge blow to the Canadian economy because this trade agreement, NAFTA, and before that, just the Canada-U.S. trade agreement that existed since the late 1980s has been an enormous boon to Canada's economy. And that's why you see Canada trying so desperately to protect it from Donald Trump as we go into this process of review. That is, all three countries are statutorily required to participate in this review process of the deal that Trump signed back in 2018. There's another development on this front, though. Last night, the U.S. House of Representatives in Congress voted on a procedural motion that had blocked Congress from weighing in and voting on Trump's tariffs. A lot of members of Congress believe that they are the ones who should decide whether or not that the United States will impose tariffs on another country. And they oppose Trump's decision sort of unilaterally to go and impose the tariffs on Canada and Mexico, and of course the Liberation Day tariffs on countries right around the world. They contend that's illegal. So in a surprise move last night, 3 Republicans voted against the president and agreed to defeat this motion that would have prevented them further debate and further votes on tariffs. This is important because it could be as early as today that Congress now votes on the tariffs that Trump has imposed on Canada. And it looks like, very likely, the House will support that. That will be a sort of formal resolution calling on Trump to remove the tariffs on Canada and possibly as well on Mexico. We haven't seen the wording of that resolution yet. Then it would go to the Senate and it could potentially pass there as well. But Donald Trump would have a veto on this unless it gets 2/3 majority vote, which doesn't seem likely. In both houses, Trump would be able to veto it, but it would be a real blow against him and what is sort of the signature trade policy that he's introduced in his second term. Be watching really closely later today, Faiza, to see how that vote breaks down.